they descended upon him, tearing away his manhood and leaving him written in agony. One sunny afternoon, while strolling through the palace gardens with his nose held high, Kofi overheard a conversation between two scrawny servants. "Did you hear about the prophecy?" whispered one, her eyes darting nervously around. Kofi scoffed. Prophecies were for the fools and scaredy cats, but something about the way they spoke piqued his curiosity. "What prophecy?" he boomed, startling the servants. They stammered and stuttered, but eventually revealed a secret legend. It spoke of a day when a prince's arrogance would bring ruin to the kingdom, and only the tears of a true friend could break the curse. Kofi scoffed again. True friends? He didn't need friends. He had servants to fetch and carry, advisors to bow and scrape, and everything his heart desired. The idea of needing someone was preposterous. From a young age, Kofi had been pampered and spoiled, indulging in every desire without consequence. His father, the king, turned a blind eye to his son's misdeeds, believing that royal blood granted immunity from accountability. One fateful evening, Kofi's arrogance led him to the shores of Lake Nzilo, a mystical body of water rumored to be home to powerful mermaids. Ignoring the warnings of the elders, Kofi ventured into the depths of the lake, where he encountered a beautiful mermaid named Amma. Enraptured by her beauty, Kofi's arrogance reached new heights as he demanded that Amma satisfy his desires. Ignoring her protest, he forced himself upon her, heedless of her cries for mercy. In the wake of his brutality, Amma found herself with child, a consequence of Kofi's callous actions. The mermaids, furious at the violation of their sister, convened to enact justice upon the arrogant prince. With their ancient powers, they cursed Kofi, stripping him of his royal status and rendering him an outcast in his own kingdom. As Kofi returned to the palace, he found himself plagued by misfortune at every turn. His once royal subjects now shunned him, and whispers of his heinous crimes spread like wildfire throughout the land. But the worst was yet to come. One moonlight night, as Kofi lay sleeping in his chambers, he was visited by the vengeful spirits of the mermaids. With a flash of light and a deafening roar, they descended upon him, tearing away his manhood and leaving him written in agony. Awakening to find himself mutilated and powerless, Kofi let out a scream that echoed through the halls of the palace. His arrogance shattered, replaced by a deep sense of shame and regret. As word of Kofi's fate spread, the people of KwaZulu watched in horror as their once proud prince descended into madness. Consumed by the rage and despair, Kofi became a shadow of his former self, wandering the street like a lost soul. Haunted by the memory of his crimes, Kofi sought solace in alcohol and debauchery, hoping to drown out the voices that tormented him day and night. But no amount of liquor could numb the pain of his shattered pride and broken spirit. But Kofi's reign of terror was far from over. Emboldened by his newfound anonymity, he continued to prey upon the women of KwaZulu, his action fueled by a toxic combination of entitlement and self-looting. Each night, he prowled the street in search of his next victim, heedless of the pain and suffering he inflicted upon innocent souls. But little did he know that the mermaids were watching, biding their time until the moment was right to exact their final vengeance. As Kofi's crimes reached new heights of depravity, the people of KwaZulu cried out for justice, but it was not the king who answered their pleas, nor the elders of the land. It was the mermaids. Rising from the depths of Lake Nzilo, to confront the arrogant prince once and for all. With a wave of their hands and a whispered incantation, the mermaids unleashed their fury upon Kofi, binding him in chains of seaweed and dragging him down into the icy depths of the lake. There, amidst the darkness and the cold, Kofi faced his final reckoning. Years had passed since the mermaid exacted their vengeance on Kofi. Amma, heartbroken and ostracized by her own kind for succumbing to the human, raised her child alone in a hidden cave from Lake Nzilo. The child, a boy with shrimmy blue scales that traced up his legs and turquoise eyes that reflected the ocean depth, was named Kwayo. Kwayo never knew his father, only the stories Amma told him of a cruel prince and the curse that bound him to the lake. He yearned to explore the world beyond the cave, a world his mother strictly forbade him from entering. He dreamt of sunlight and vastness, a stark contrast to the cool, confined cave. One day, fueled by an insatiable curiosity, Kwayo disobeyed his mother. He waited until Amma was tending to a kelp forest far from the cave, then propelled himself upwards, breaching the surface for the first time. The world above was a symphony of sight and sound. The warmth of the sun on his skin, the salty tang of the air, the cry of gulls wheeling overhead. He swarmed towards the distant shore, mesmerized by the unfamiliar landscape. But as he neared the beach, a group of children playing by the water's edge spotted him. Their screams shattered the idyllic scene, and a wave of fear washed over Kwayo. The villagers, alerted by the children's shout, swarmed the beach. Fearful whispers of mermaids and sea monsters filled the air. Kwayo, terrified and confused, instinctively retreated back into the water, the villagers hurling stones and insults after him. Returning to the cave, Kwayo confessed his obedience to Amma. Her heart ached as she saw the pain and confusion in her son's eyes. She realized he couldn't be imprisoned in the cave forever. A plan, both hopeful and dangerous, began to take shape in her mind. Amma knew the risks involved. Seeking help from the sea witch of the coral chasm was a gamble. But she saw no other option. The witch, Yara, was rumored to possess ancient magic, powerful enough to perhaps break the curse on Kofi and grant Kwayo a life on land. The journey to the coral chasm was perilous, filled with treacherous currents and lurking sea creatures. But Amma persevered, her love for Kwayo driving her forward. Finally, she reached the witch lair, a cavern pulsating with an airy purple glow. Yara, a grotesque figure with octopus tentacles for hair and eyes like glowing coals, emerged from the shadows. Amma offered Yara a priceless pearl, a sacred heirloom passed down for generations in her family. In exchange, she begged the witch to help her son and break the curse that bound Kofi. Yara, intrigued by the pearl's power, agreed, but at a terrible cost. Kwayo could walk on land, but Amma would be bound to the surface world, forever separated from the ocean she called home. Amma tearfully explained the deal to Kwayo. He was heartbroken by the thought of leaving his mother, but he also yearned to experience life on land. With a heavy heart, he agreed. Yara chanted a guttural spell, the air crackling with energy. Kwayo's scales receded, replaced by smooth human skin. Amma felt a tearing sensation within as the magic severed her connection to the ocean. Gasping for breath, she watched ashore on a beach far from her cave. Kwayo found himself in a small fishing village, welcomed but ostracized for his turquoise eyes and a strange past. He used his knowledge of the sea to help the fishermen, earning their respect and eventually a place among them. Through whispers and hushed conversations, he learned about the arrogant prince, Kofi, and the curse that bound him to the lake. A burning desire to free his father and reunite his family took root in his heart. He ventured to the cursed lake, drawn by an unseen force. There he found Kofi, a pale, emaciated figure chained to a rock by seaweed. Kofi, in his madness, barely recognized his son. Kwayo, remembering the stories his mother told him, understood the curse could only be broken by true remorse and an act of pure love. Kwayo spent days by Kofi's side, sharing stories of his life, of Ama's sacrifice, and of the love that still bound them together. Slowly, a flicker of recognition, a spark of regret, appeared in Kofi's eyes. He wept, begging forgiveness for the pain he had caused. Witnessing his father's genuine remorse, Kwayo felt a surge of love and compassion. He dove into the lake, a single tear rolling down his cheek as he embraced his father. The chains chattered, and a blinding light engulfed them both. When the light faded, Kofi stood on the shore, a frail but human figure. The curse was broken, but the true test was yet to come. Could Kofi, the once arrogant prince, find redemption in the eyes of the people he had wronged? Kofi emerged from the lake a changed man. Shame hung heavy in his eyes. His posture stooped with regret. Kwayo, ever the optimist, believed in his father's potential for redemption. He knew, however, that winning back the trust of the kingdom wouldn't be easy. Together they approached the fishing village, where Kwayo had found refuge. The villagers, upon seeing the former prince, erupted in angry shouts. Kwayo, acting as his father's translator and mediator, explained the cause. Ama's sacrifice and Kofi's remorse. Skepticism remained etched on the villagers' faces, but a flicker of curiosity replaced the initial hostility. Kofi, humbled and sincere, knelt before the villagers. He confessed his past sins and pledged to spend his remaining days atoning for them. He offered his knowledge of the sea and his royal training to help the fishermen and improve their lives. Kofi wasn't just talk. He proved his sincerity through hard work. He helped the fishermen repair their boats, devised better fishing techniques, and even shared forgotten royal maps that led bountiful fishing grounds. Slowly, the villagers' resentment began to tell, replaced by grudging respect. One day, a ferocious storm raged, threatening to destroy the village. Remembering a forgotten spell mentioned in the royal archives, Kofi, with Kwayo's help, performed a ritual to calm the storm. The villagers watched in awe as the raging tempest abated, leaving only gentle waves lapping at the shore. This act of selfless magic solidified Kofi's redemption in their eyes. News of Kofi's good deeds reached far and wide. One day, a familiar figure arrived at the village, Yara, the sea witch. She held a shimmering pearl, the one Ama had sacrificed. The curse is broken, Yara rasped, but the magic needs balancing. The pearl can restore Ama, but at a cost. One of you must return to the sea forever. A heavy silence descended. Kwayo looked at his father, his heart filled with conflicting emotions. Kofi, with tears in his eyes, placed a hand on Kwayo's shoulder. "It's my turn to make amends," he said. "You deserve a life on land, a life I denied you." With heavy heart, Kwayo agreed. Yara chanted another spell, the pearl glowing brightly as Ama materialized on the shore, gasping for air. Tears streamed down their faces as they embraced. A mother and son reunited after a long separation. Kofi, his face etched with bittersweet acceptance, smiled and retreated towards the sea. Ama, though forever bound to the land, found solace in the village. She shared her knowledge of the sea with the children, fostering a newfound respect for the ocean. Kwayo, a bridge between land and sea, became a respected leader, ensuring harmony between the villagers and the creatures of the sea. As for Kofi, though forever a part of the sea, he wasn't alone. He became a protector of the underwater world, ensuring the safety of mermaids and the balance of the ocean. the legends of the arrogant prince and the vengeful mermaids transformed into a cautionary tale of redemption. A reminder that even the most grievous mistakes can be overcome through love, sacrifice, and second chances. So guys, this is the end of the story. Please drop your thoughts on the comment section. I would love to hear what you think about this story. What did you learn? Please share it at the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like this video, and share to your friends and loved ones. Bye.